My sister, she gathers up the family and says, "Hey, I'm about to get married. I want everyone to know about it." I was so happy. Finally, she found somebody for her. But when she showed us a picture, I realized it was my ex-fiance, the same guy who tormented me and put me through so much that I haven't even came close to healing from, and she's just acting like this is normal. Hello, you know everything he did to me, and guys, the craziest part is what my family said. Just when I thought my life was back on track and getting a bit peaceful, my sister decides to add a major twist. I personally don't have a dramatic life or relationship. I've already been through enough drama to last me a lifetime. But my sister saw my peaceful life and decided to make it a lot more dramatic and stressful. Not that it's all her fault. Let me elaborate. So, I'm 29 and female, and I live happily in the city with my friend, and I'm a teacher by profession. I've always had an okay relationship with my sister Amanda. Since she's the elder sister, I've always looked up to her with love and respect. But unfortunately for me, she's always looked down on me. Growing up, she was always mean to me and did not really show me much love, but it never made me hate her. It was always clear that she did love and care about me, and it's just that she had a hard time showing it. There were many instances where she protected me and helped me when I needed her. Our relationship has remained mostly the same, or at least that's what I believed before I learned what she had done. So about a month ago, I got the worst surprise of my life early in the wee hours of the morning, when I saw a post from Amanda. The picture was of her and probably her new boyfriend, and the caption read, "Happy 6-month relationship anniversary." Now, I was not horrified that she had been dating. Honestly, I was really happy for her to be in a happy relationship. At first, I looked directly at the caption and was delighted, but as soon as I looked at the photo, it felt like I had just been punched in the gut. I had to double take, as it was actually what I was seeing, and I had to pinch myself to see if it was a nightmare. But unfortunately, it soon turned out to be a real-life nightmare, as I saw my ex-fiancé smiling ear to ear and hugging my sister. The realization that they've been dating for 6 months was devastating to me, since Amanda knew everything. Okay, so before I tell you what happened next, I need to explain what happened with my ex-fiancé Peter. So, a few years ago, I've been dating Peter for almost a year, and after he proposed, at the time he used to work at an office earning well and manipulating me into believing every single lie. I said yes, we got engaged. I was so happy, and so we were most of my family members. We were preparing to get married in 6 months' time, and at that point, he had met everyone in the family and had practically become a part of our home. But one day, I made the shocking discovery that he wasn't the person I had believed. He was different. I caught him cheating on me with his coworker, and with a little digging, I realized that he's been cheating on me since the very beginning. So, I humiliated him in front of our family and kicked him out, flat, of my life for good. All the family members knew what he did to me and how everything played out, even the fact that he admitted to wanting to marry me because I had a wealthy family. Now, back to the post I saw of my sister with the same person I just described. You're probably thinking the same thing as I was when I saw it. Why would my sister do this? Knowing everything that's happened between me and Peter. I was so hurt that I felt like crying. I wanted to immediately call and scream at my sister for doing this, but I had to control my emotions because I still had to go to work. And I decided that after work I would visit my sister at our home. I thought that it would be better if we spoke face to face, and I was planning on visiting my parents anywho. So, after I finished up work, I went back home, and as soon as I saw Amanda, I congratulated her on her 6-month anniversary. She said thanks without thinking, and looked back after realizing what just happened. Then her reaction changed, and she said that she's been meaning to talk to me about this but had forgotten. She explained that this was not the way she and Peter had thought about breaking the news to me. They had planned on sitting me down and letting me know that they've been dating, but they ultimately decided to do it when the relationship became more official. And before they could do it, this happened. I just sat there with my eyes completely wide open. I listened to the fact that my sister was talking to me like it was no big deal at all. I almost screamed at her, asking if she was even realizing what's going on, and she just looked at me weird. So guys, I explained to her that she was dating my lying, cheating, manipulating ex-fiancé who put me through so much that I've still not even dated anyone since. Trauma! I told her I was still recovering from what he's done to me. I also said that even if it was okay with me for her to date him, she was still dating a really bad guy who was just going to do the same thing to her. Duh! She said that he was not going to do the same to her, as he had changed drastically and he was very sorry for everything that happened. I tried to explain to her that people don't just change that easily, and that he had just fooled her into believing him. At this point, she was getting more annoyed at me and said that she was not, well, me, and that she was not going to give him reasons to cheat like I did. Well, this made me so furious, and I asked what she meant by that. She just said it meant what I was thinking it meant. You know, this caused an absolute huge argument between us, and my parents had to come in and separate us. I also told my parents how they could let my sister do this stupid thing, and they said that they only found out about a month ago. And Amanda convinced them that he's a changed man, so they don't have any problem. They said that as long as she was happy, they were happy too. I told them that this was not a good idea and that he had manipulated my sister, and they asked me to stop. They said that they understood my problems with him, but they thought that I needed to be happy for my sister. I couldn't believe how stupid everyone is in this house and how they're acting, and I tried to talk to my sister a few hours later, but she just asked me to leave her alone, which made me feel really bad. But only for 1 second, as I remembered that she was dating my evil ex, and after that I left. So guys, a few days later, my sister calls me up on the telly and asked me to meet her at a nearby cafe to talk. I was very happy that she had finally come to her senses, but once again, there was a really bad surprise waiting for me there. When I arrived, I saw Amanda and Peter sitting there waiting for me. As soon as I sat down, I tell Peter that I didn't want to hear a word from his mouth, as I did not even want him anywhere near me, not even close to my sister ever. He respectfully stayed quiet while Amanda did all the talking. She spoke softly and tells me that she understood how bad this looked from my point of view, but it was not like that, and, well, they both genuinely just fell in love, and Peter had really changed after everything that happened to me. Amanda said that she was mad at Peter too at first, but slowly realized and grew closer to him, and now they were here. She said that she didn't want to hurt my feelings and wanted to clear everything up so that I could be happy for them. I heard everything she said and calmly told her that this man could manipulate her into believing that this water was wine. That's how good he was and still is. I said that I would never be happy for them until and unless Peter was out of the lives of every person I knew. My sister got mad and got up and left, and then Peter spoke. He said that he could not change the past no matter how much he wished he did. He said that he genuinely was an unredeemable person and understood why I think of him in this light. But he's actually changed, and I could test him or do whatever I wished to do with him, and he would still prove to me that he's not the same person he was. He said that although she doesn't show it, giving her my blessing means a lot to my sister, and my reaction is going to hurt her a lot. He then asked me to give him one last little chance, even if it was only for my sister, and he would only prove to me that he was worth it, after which he left. So, a few weeks have passed since then, and I still can't bring myself to trust Peter, and my sister has completely stopped speaking to me because of it. My parents and a few relatives think that I'm being too harsh on her. So I wanted some unbiased opinions. Is what I'm doing wrong or illogical? Or have I just completely lost my mind, or have they lost their mind and are trying to make me feel bad for trying to do the right thing? What's up, guys? Mr. Reddito here. Let's go ahead and check out this comment. It says, hey, this may not be something you want to hear, OP. You're definitely not in the right here. You're making things so hard for your sister. I understand your problem, but what if your ex has really changed and your sister is very happy for him? You should be happy for her instead of being skeptical and trying to make her quit on your ex. She genuinely sounds happy, and the way your ex asked you to give him a chance should have convinced you, but you've so much hate in your heart for him that you refuse to look at things from anyone else's perspective. Look at your parents and relatives, all of them understood except for you. Learn to be happy for others and stop trying to ruin their relationship, OP. You're jealous. Okay guys, I want to know your thoughts on that, so if you want to, pause the video now, drop a comment down below, and let me know what you think about that comment. The first update is right here, update number 1. Hey guys, thank you to anyone who showed me the support and gave me suggestions on what I could do. I also saw some comments asking me to completely remove myself from the situation if my sister and Peter being happy bothered me. So let me start by explaining. I understand why it seems like the best option for me is to just let it go and just stay away. I can't really do that knowing the kind of person Peter is. Although he almost convinced me the day we met at the restaurant, but deep down I still knew that he was the same person I dated. Even I wanted to take the people's advice and remove myself from the situation, since this way all of us could just be able to live peacefully. But no matter how much I tried, I couldn't even get myself to forget that my sister was falling deeper and deeper into his trap, and she was going to get a lot more hurt than I did. It's almost been a month since my last update, and guess what happened a few weeks ago? Amanda and Peter got engaged. This was really bad news for me since they were moving very fast, and the engagement would have just made it harder for me to help my sister realize the truth. Well, a week ago was the engagement party. I didn't want to go for obvious reasons, but my parents called trying to force me to come. I refused, and then Amanda calls and she played the emotional card. She says that she really wanted me there, and if I could control my feelings towards Peter for one day, just for her, she would really appreciate it. Well, I felt really conflicted, but I decided to go since I would not hear the end of it if I didn't, and also because I would feel bad. The engagement party was good, and I wished I could enjoy it, but all I kept thinking was that I was just letting this happen, knowing the person she had gotten engaged to. It also baffled me to think that so many people there knew what Peter had done to me, yet everybody seemed to have forgotten about the past. After an hour or so, Peter approaches me and asks me if I was going to congratulate him. So I tell him that I did not appreciate jokes like that, and he knew my feelings towards him, and he then asked me once if I was not even going to give him a chance. And when I said no, he shows me the side that he's been hiding from everybody. He just gave me a sly little smile and said that I was one perceptive girl. He basically just admitted to me that he had not changed one bit, and there was nothing that I could do about it. I told him that I would kick him out of this family even if it was the last thing I ever did. He laughed, and in a small little voice tells me that he's been cheating on her nonstop. This made me lose my mind, and since I had taken a few drinks, I lost all my control. You see, I ended up running to my sister in front of everybody and begging her to dump him right at the moment. I had to be escorted out when I refused to take no for an answer. It was honestly a little embarrassing, but I'm happy that I did it and that I stand by it. Some of my family members and my parents are not happy with what I did, but I couldn't really care that much. I have to find a way to convince my sister to dump him. Update number 2. Hey guys, I'm coming back at you with another update. So, this might be the last update because I've massively failed to do anything I wanted. And they're about to get married. It's almost been close to 2 months since the last update, and this is everything that's happened. So, a few weeks after the engagement party, my sister calls me, asking if I would ever give her fiancé a second chance. She tries her best to make me understand, but when I say no without even considering it, it makes her mad. She ended up screaming at me, saying that no matter how much she tried, I was hell-bent on ruining her relationship. I tried to tell her that I was doing this for her and that I didn't care what happened to Peter. And she tells me that I was just doing this because I was jealous of her and Peter. Well, that kind of hurt. The same person I was trying so hard to save was telling me that I was doing all of this out of jealousy. So I cut the call and stopped trying to convince her. A few days later, I found out, also from the Instagram post, that they were planning on getting married towards the end of the month. So I rushed to my parents and just asked them to stop this. But they gave me the same answer as last time, that they fully trusted Peter and that I also should give him a chance. I absolutely lost it. I lost. I didn't know what to do. I felt so hopeless that I felt like crying, and once again I tried to convince my sister, but she just ignored my calls and left text on my scene. I was very close to just giving up, but then I get a text on Instagram from an unknown person. Ooh, the person on the other side said that she was Rose, and that she's been dating Peter for the past few months. She said that Peter had dumped her a few weeks ago, and now she had just seen that he was getting married. Since they both had blocked her, she happened to run into my account and realized that I was the bride's sister. Well, I was obviously skeptical, but her account looked legit, and, she even sent me a photo of her and Peter, which said that it was from a month ago. She said that she had a lot more proof and evidence and wants to meet me. I jumped at the opportunity. I was so happy to go meet her that it shattered me from the inside to see Peter waiting for me. He was just sitting there smiling and tells me that he was bored and wanted to play a game and thought that I was the best person to do that with. He said that I could look for 100 years and still not find a hair of evidence. And he gave me the wedding card and wished me luck. Now, the wedding is in a few weeks and I'm left with no option but to quit. My parents and my sister kept trying to force me into going to the wedding, and when I kept refusing, they gave me an ultimatum. So, either I show up with my best behavior or I let them go forever, meaning that they're going to kick me out of the family. And okay, fine. I plan on not going because if I do, I'll end up causing a commotion, which will only hurt my family more. So I'm going to go back into my life and try not to think about how I let my sister and family down by letting the demon of a person win. So, bye. Update number 3. Hey guys, it's me. Well, I hope you're doing well. It's been a few months. And I know the last time I said I was giving up, and I kind of did for about a few weeks, I felt like I could not live with myself by letting my sister and my family jump into trouble, even though I tried to stop them. Now, the wedding was near, and obviously I could not do anything about it, so I refused to even show up. I did try to postpone the wedding by asking my sister to push it further for a few months, saying that by the time I would prove everything, but she refused to believe me, and I don't blame her. I didn't go to the wedding, and my sister and most of the family members got mad at me. They actually stayed true to their words and cut me off. Nobody has spoken to me since except for my sister, who called me to tell me how disappointed she was in me. She said that I've always supported her, and she had never expected that I would abandon her like this, and then she blocked me everywhere, and my parents also did not pick up any of my calls. Even though I knew this was going to happen, it made me really sad, but also kept me motivated to find small proof to expose Peter. But almost 2 months, and I could not find anything, and it was getting pretty depressing. Then, around 3 weeks ago, I got a reply. I'd been waiting for about a month. Do you guys remember the Rose account Peter used to fool me? Well, I found the real Rose. Since the only clue I had left on this planet was a photo of Peter had sent me as Rose, I decided to try my best to find that woman in the picture. I was also sure that she was an ex-girlfriend he dated before my sister, so to him it would make no difference, but he forgot the trail I could catch from her. Or he did just not believe that I could find her. A few of the details he had put into the fake account that was now deleted sounded genuine, so I started looking for her. I knew she wasn't on Instagram, and that's why he cosplayed her. So I turned to Facebook and Twitter, and after about a week I found her on Facebook and left her a message which she finally replied to 3 weeks ago. I got so lucky because she tells me that she rarely opens Facebook, and just had done it that day to get some papers from a person who did not use anything else but Facebook. So we spoke, and I found out that she was coming somewhat close to me on the weekend. So I asked her to please meet up with me. I met her a week later and got everything I needed from her. Well, guess what? I think in a few weeks I'll have enough evidence to truly show my family Peter's real face, and this time I'll make sure that he gets away with nothing, and he gets going down for good. Final update. It's been a month, and I can say that this will be my last update with full confidence. I also want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for showing so much support and kindness and giving me such valuable advice. Surely, I would not be here without you. Let me continue where I left off. So, what I got from Rose, well, that's not her real name, but is that she was the last person he was in a relationship with before my sister. She tells me that she and Peter had broken up simply because she had caught him cheating with one of her friends. She also said that he had asked her to take out some money in her name, but he refused to pay her back, leaving her in debt. With her permission, I recorded her confession, and although it was a bit awkward, I asked for her friend's contact details. She hesitated a bit because she did not have it, but she was kind enough to find it for me because of the situation. I contacted her friend and met with her. I knew that this woman was not going to badmouth Peter, so I had to lie to her to get her to talk, and I told her that while, she was cheating on Rose with her, he was also cheating on her with me. And that was the reason I contacted her. She didn't believe me at first, but as soon as I started explaining to her some very, very private details I remembered, she immediately believed me and started telling me all about it. Armed with that information, I asked one of my cousins to call an emergency family meeting and showed up. Everybody was surprised, and when I started telling my sister that only if she had waited a few months or if she had believed me, she would not have gone through with this. She said that I should get my jealous self out of this house before she slapped me. So I just went ahead and showed her every bit of proof I collected. Screenshots of Peter texting Rose's friend just before and after he got married, asking her to meet. Voice notes, memos, everything of him begging Rose to come back into his life after he started dating. And the best part I had was the recording of everything that he had done to them, which proved the kind of person he was. My sister immediately had tears in her eyes and everybody was shocked. The most shocked was Peter because he never thought for a moment that I would be able to do this to him. My sister then starts screaming at Peter to explain, and when he had no answer, she slapped him very hard and kicked him out of the house. He kept trying to apologize, begging her not to do this, and said that he was trying to change, but she warned him to never show his face again. I apologized to my sister once and left, and everyone there was wondering what they should do. It's been almost a week since then, and most of my relatives and my parents have apologized to me, and I've accepted their apology happily. The only person I refused to accept was my sister, because none of this would have happened if she had just listened. So I've decided to keep things this way that they are with her, before I exposed Peter. I also learned that she's filing for divorce, which is good for her. But if she had listened to me, she would not be in this position, and my sister refuses to accept this and has kept trying to apologize. I don't think I can forgive her. I might accept her apology, but for now she has to live with her mistakes. All right, let's review some comments. The first one comes from Fairy Lizzie. It says, "You don't need to feel bad about anything that happened, OP. You tried your best, and if you had actually given up when they all wanted you to, this thing would have been way, way worse. Also, you did the right thing by cutting your sister completely out. Since you gave her multiple chances to listen to you, but she refused to trust you. None of this would have happened if she has just been a little careful and if she had refused to date her sister's ex. Come on. This is definitely all her fault. OP, and you should not try to feel bad about her. Also, if I were in your position, I would have been so mad at the family members, especially your parents, since they could have also helped you convince your sister." Oh, I think that's pretty good advice. I would be mad too. But at the same time, I don't know. This is a hard situation to judge because I've never been in something like this. Maybe one of you out there listening have been. So drop your opinion down below and maybe tell OP what you would do. Guys, my name's Mr. Reddito. I narrate stories like this every single day. And if you want to be part of these stories, all you have to do is subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And of course, remember, it's cool to be kind. See ya.